You get what you think about. What am I thinking? And this is where people don't understand what thinking is. What am I thinking? You don't understand what you're thinking because thinking happens so fast you don't know what you're thinking. And this truly is the answer to the question that I was asked last night. The question that I was asked last night was, what is asking? Because Zara, I don't ask for anything. What a beautiful question. And we are expressing a preference with every thought that we think. And when we express a preference, that preference can be positive or negative. The thing is, you're not allowed to have a preference, because that's what contrast is all about. You are absolutely allowed. And you should want things to be different. So that's not the issue. The issue is beating the same drum over and over again. There he goes again. He done it again. He's never going to change. Those people at work, they're always disorganized. They don't care about their employees, and you beat the same drum over and over again. You don't need to do that. But it happens without your knowing. There is, furthermore, I really want to get to the basis of this. When you keep things simple, you understand, all you need to understand is don't need to mention the same thing over and over again. Because that's what keeps you in step one, which is asking. You need to release your asking. You know that you've released your asking when you don't feel bad. Someone said something or did something. I gave birth to a preference. Keeping it simple would mean that I give birth to the preference and then I go about my day. I don't carry it on my heart. I don't think about it again. But let's say somebody says something hurtful to you, or does something that hurts you, or something happens that is not what you wanted. We have this habit of ruminating. Who here knows what I'm talking about? We ruminate, right? The issue is, thank you guys, everyone on Zoom. If you spend more than 16 seconds, you're allowed to ruminate for 16 seconds. Because what you need to understand is that if you continue ruminating for more than 16 seconds and you get to the 68-second mark, which is just slightly over 1 minute, you are complaining, and the universe is responding to your complaint by bringing you the opposite of what you want. Somebody said to me last night, I don't think law of attraction is working for me. This is the same conversation. And this person said, please don't pick on me. So I'm not going to pick on them. But I'm not picking on anyone. I just so want you to get this. And I know a lot of people here feel the same way. A lot of you resonate with this person. But the point you need to understand is, when you say law of attraction is not working for me, what you're basically saying is I'm not able to make it work. Because law of attraction is working. The fact that you are getting things that you don't want means that law of attraction is working. See? You need to understand this. This is so crucial to understand. If I'm not getting what I want, that means law of attraction is working. Because law of attraction doesn't work differently for things that I want and things that I don't want. Both the things that I don't want and things that I want come to me in the same fashion. So that means if I'm not getting the results that I want, that means law of attraction is working and it is telling me something. Remember, I say this over and over again. There is guidance in what we manifest. When we manifest the things that we don't want, it is proof that we are not thinking the way we should be. And if you think that you are thinking the way you should be, then you don't understand the difference between negative and positive, number one. You don't understand when you go off on autopilot, number two. That's it. So coming back to that really important question, love you so much. Thank you so much for this really clarifying question, because you have no idea how many people here need to hear this. You don't have to ask with your words. This person, beautiful, amazing, absolutely amazing, powerful manifester, is so powerful that when they think of a negative thought, they make it manifest. That's how powerful they are. Because negative and positive happens the same way. How many people needed to hear that? Yeah, I know. So what is asking? This person said to me, I never ask for anything. I'm always doing things for other people. How many people resonate with that? I'm always doing things for other people. I never ask for anything. Right? I'm such a simple person. I never ask for anything. So what is asking? We are asking with every single thought that we think. We are either asking for more of the same thing that we are just looking at, or we are asking for something different. So how do you get away from asking? You get away from asking by, you have to stop thinking about your life. That's how you get away from asking. There is no other escape from asking. And even when we think about nature, we are asking. We are just not getting in the way of the things that we want in our own life. Because I was thinking this when I was on my retreat. I'm going to share a thought that I had as I was in the bus going up the mountain. And I was looking at the beautiful valleys down below. We were at 7,000 feet. And I was looking down and I saw all the trees. And I said, the universe knows how much I love trees and always brings me more trees. Wherever I go, there are more trees. And that's because when I look at a tree, I appreciate it. And the universe says, oh, you appreciate this? Let's give you more of it. But you see, the reverse works the same way. When you look at something and you complain, meaning you say it shouldn't be that way, my husband shouldn't be that way, my boss at work shouldn't be that way, my child shouldn't behave that way, the government shouldn't behave this way, that is a complaint. It is an asking. Every complaint is an asking. So if you hold yourself in step one, asking, you will never get to step 3, which is allowing. But asking for trees and birds and squirrels is fine, because yes, give me more of those, universe. I don't care how many of those you give me. It's those other things I need to keep my attention away from. That's my bank balance. I need to stay away from. I need to stay away from the weighing scale. I need to stay away from the mirror. I need to stay away from those subjects in my life that I am complaining about, because complaining is thinking. You're never going to stop thinking, because it's like asking your heart to stop pumping blood. It is not going to happen. You will always be thinking. But you can direct your thinking towards things that are not going to hurt you. To me, this is why I say to you, stop thinking about your life. Because that's how you're messing it up. You are messing it up by thinking about it, because thinking happens silently. There's no green light that says think now. You are always thinking. Because you're always focusing on something. You open your eyes and you focus. The process of focusing is the process of thinking. It is a vibration. You don't have to give words to it. So when someone says, but I never ask for anything, all they are really saying is, I don't put words to my desires. Sweetheart, you don't need to put words to your desire. The universe knows every vibration you are vibrating. And the universe is responding to every single vibration you are vibrating. And that's where the emotional scale comes in. Somebody said something hurtful to you. You spent 68 seconds there before you shifted your thought. You have already started momentum. So what's the best thing to do? The best thing to do is to stop thinking about your life. Don't take life so seriously. It's when you take something seriously, you keep thinking about it. I'm reminded of times in my life when my children were very little and my cats were very little. My daughter's cat, Sitka, she's the most gorgeous Maine Coon in the world. And when she was a little kitten, she would jump on the kitchen counter, but it was like an island. She would jump on the kitchen counter, it was like an L, and she would jump on this side, and anything that was on, and she would slip on the marble top. Because Maine Coons are so furry. Under her paws, she had fur under her paws. So her paws, instead of gripping, were slipping. We learned very quickly not to put anything on that kitchen counter, because she would just go the other side. And every time that happened, something broke, we laughed and we let it go. I didn't think about it all day. I just had a good laugh. Something happened, I prefer that it didn't happen. Because now I don't have 12 glasses anymore. I have the plastic lid and the glass bowl, I don't have anymore. So we learned very quickly not to put anything on that counter. But the thing is, I didn't ruminate on the fact that happened all day. It happened, I cleaned it up, and I went on my day. I didn't take it seriously. However, I remember that time in my life when I used to take things like that seriously. Something like that happened, and instead of laughing and letting it go, I would burst out and say, oh my God, that's more work for me to do. Don't you know how much work I already have? Now I have to clean this mess up. Right? So guess what? When you, that's the difference. If you carry it with you, you're going to get more of it. Now Sitka has become a really big cat. She's really heavy. She can't make that jump anymore. But the point point I'm trying to make is we take life too seriously. What is the difference? Richard asked a very good question. What is the difference between choice and decisions? Well, we are making a choice with every thought we think because we are either saying yes to something or we are saying no to something. But what we call decision making is when we sit down and we think about something and we evaluate which way we should go. You always have choice. You are choosing with every thought you think. That's what people don't understand. Every thought you think is a choice you are making. And you are thinking without knowing that you're thinking because you're vibrating. You are vibrating your preferences to the world. Here's how simple it is to think. When I see my chairs have these inlays, beautiful yellow inlays. When I see my beautiful chair, and even though I am not appreciating it in that moment, but I'm not pushing it away. I'm not saying I hate this chair. Why is this chair in my house? But I'm not appreciating it. I'm not consciously saying words of appreciation, but seeing it is not making me feel disgusted. It's not taking me down the emotional scale, because that vibration of disgust, if I felt it, that is a complaint. And that is also an asking. And that is also a decision. Did you get it? So when I see this person that I have a lot of history with, person who asked the last question last night, I hope you're still on the call. When I see this person, and I wish they were on the other end of the earth from me, that feeling that I feel is my asking. So asking is happening because we are thinking all the time. Just don't push back. That's why I say go into neutral. It's not possible to appreciate everyone and everything all the time. Buddha got there, but he had to isolate himself from people. That's how he got there. Because people will rock your boat. Right? So the truth is, that's why I say as soon as you take someone's name, you activate all the beliefs that you've got. What is a belief? A belief is a thought. What is a thought? A thought is a vibration. Am I vibrating all the time? Yes. Therefore, I am thinking all the time. I just don't know it. We have this tendency of believing that it's when I sit down and I consider something consciously, that's when I'm thinking. No, sweetheart. No. That's where you got it wrong. You are thinking all the time, therefore you're asking all the time. You're either asking for more of the same, or you're asking for something different. With every breath you take. So pay attention. Pay attention in the beginning, and then you will train yourself not to push back. Richard, you can always have a preference. You can have a preference for things being different without pushing back. Let me give you an example. My attitude towards government is never to push back. I don't push back. Yes, I want things to be different, but I don't push back. I don't say, oh, I hate them. Scums of the earth they are, and somebody should just wipe them out. Wouldn't it be nice if they all got in an airplane with a bomb on board? I don't do that. But I know people who do. right? So don't push back. You don't need to push back. You can have a different preference, but it does not have to involve a pushback. Claudia, go ahead, sweetheart. Anyone on Facebook want to join us? The link is pinned right at the top of the group. Please join us if you want to discuss this question, because this person who asked this question last night does not know how important this question was. Please raise your hand or drop a 1 in the chat if you think this was an important discussion that this person who asked me not to pick on them, this important question that they asked last night. Who thinks this was a really thank you person who does not wish to be identified? Yes, I'm making fun of you. I am. I'm making fun of you because I want you to know that this is a safe space. And every question anyone asks is dear to my heart. And I truly want you to receive the answer. I want you to know that this is an absolutely safe space. You can say whatever is on your heart. There is no repercussion here. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not less in any way. In fact, your asking of questions is so important to all of us moving forward. Every single question is important because people don't know that they are asking that question. You had the courage to ask the question. There is safety here. There's no judgment here. There's no repercussion. There is only ever unconditional love. And the more questions you ask, the more I love it, because you are helping us understand our lives better. The beautiful yellow inlay on my chair. Well, I think it's beautiful. Someone else can think it's horrible. And most of the time, I don't even notice that it's there. Right? So when I don't notice it's there, I'm not pushing against it. When I pay attention to it and I appreciate it, then I'm in the vibration of appreciation, high on the emotional scale. So happy I got this set, table and chairs. But if I look at it like I look at my husband every day and say, you are disgusting, I hate you, I wish you weren't in my life. You see, that's pushing back. So you can have 3 different perspectives about everything. You can love it, you can be neutral about it, or you can hate it. You are choosing your perspective with every single thought you think. And people are choosing different perspectives. What is even more confusing is we think 60,000 thoughts during a day. Each thought can be a different perspective. So this is why I say, put the car in neutral, don't go in the reverse. As long as you're not driving in reverse, you can be neutral and you can go forward. Just don't go in reverse. Make sense? Awesome. Good question. Wow. Anonymous person, you just changed this whole session. Tasneem is saying, what do you do or say? You just train your mind, Tasneem, very important question, not to push back. That's all. I'm going to have an opinion. I'm going to ask for a preference. I'm going to ask for a preference. I am already asking for a preference because I'm thinking. But if I spend too much time there, it becomes a complaint. That's the key. I'm allowed to ask. That's what contrast is all about. Just don't stay there. Just don't ruminate. Just don't spend too much time there. We are choosing our perspective with every thought we think. This is why I say, when I say to you that when a child gets to the age of 3, they've already learnt whether they are going to look at the world from the point of view of the glass half full or the glass half empty. And then that perspective is showing up in every thought they think. So imagine if you practice something 60,000 times a day. Hello? Did you get that? And you started practicing that since you were 2 years old. It was already solid by the time you got to 3. And now you are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. Hello? You think you're going to change it overnight? You can. If you get it and you decide and you say, that's it, done with that. Oh my God, I didn't know I was doing that. I'm going to stop right away. And you can. That's how people stop smoking. You know, those people who get up one morning and they say, I'm not doing that anymore. Because what has happened, their priority has shifted. They have suddenly made something more important than anything else. That's why I say when something is important to you, nothing will get in the way. No excuses. I want to be positive, but you know that person, I can't be positive about them. You know, I want to be positive, but you know Hitler, I can never be positive about him. Oh, I'm such a positive person, but I absolutely hate those people who are corrupt and don't have integrity. I love my children, but I hate it when they don't pay attention. Just don't stay there. Right? What a fun discussion we had today. And it went way over. Way over. But I think it was so important. Don't you agree that it was so important? Can you all please send tons of love to the anonymous person who asked this question? Just put an emoji or something in the chat so that I want this person to know that they are safe here. That their questions that they think are stupid questions are not stupid questions. They are important questions. And I want all of you to know that. Because you didn't gather here this morning knowing that this was also going to be your question. But it's moved all of us forward. And it's given me the opportunity to explain something with more clarity. So I love it. And I want everyone in this community to feel safe when they ask a question. Don't feel judged. We are not judging you. We are here to love and support you, to help you find the answers you need, because we also need the same answers. This whole idea of asking was under the premise for the book, How to Pray So That God Listens. Because every thought is a prayer. The thing is, you don't even know you're thinking, you see? You don't even know you're asking. But you're asking with every breath you take. Because you're vibrating with every breath you take. And it's the vibration that's doing the asking, not the words. We think we ask with our words. Abraham says this over and over again. You are not asking with your words. You're asking because you're vibrating. And I really hope that today I made you understand those words that Abraham uses.